Okay, guys, we're back. Time to leave this place. We want to go to camp. Oh, there it is. So, I got the order of our next locale.
The Blight. How will you end it? Is that all? It is surrounded by an ocean of darkspawn. How will you reach it? If you reach it, how will you slay it? You say you are a Grey Warden. I have heard stories of this order. Great strategists and peerless warriors. That is what we hear of the Wardens. So far, I am not impressed. Will you make that excuse to the Archdemon, or the victims it claims in the meantime?
Ah. Okay. Okay, let's try this again.
You say you are a Grey Warden. I have heard stories of this order. Great strategists and peerless warriors. That is what we hear of the Wardens. So far, I am not impressed. Evidently not. It remains only to see what you are here for.
Ho-ho! There we go. Sorry, Sten. Oh. I gotta talk to these guys and do some stuff. But we'll see what they say.
Anything I can do for you, please, please tell me.
Alright, well.
Oh, nothing so unusual and so interesting as you and your companions, I'm sure. Dwarven merchants are common enough on these roads, aren't they? The Darkspawn have attacked Lothering. I don't think everyone even had fled by the time they came, either. Word has it they swarmed the entire area, making off with prisoners and burning down the buildings. And then they were gone. Just as quick. I wonder if there's anyone left. I heard some chanters were going to head down south, maybe to try to find some survivors. I'm not holding out hope myself. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is.
Okay, cool. Anyway, shop time. Okay, so we sold some things, and I enchanted my little dagger with fire. Until then... Well, talk to Morgan.
I await your command. We are in camp, so 'tis as good a time as any.
Okay.
What? You found Flemeth's grimoire?
Of course I did.
When I spoke of it to you, I did not truly hope. This is a most fortuitous event.
Sure
you have
is.
my thanks. I will begin study of the tome immediately.
Awesome.
Oh, I don't know. That seems like a steep reward to ask for. You could be right. Let us test the theory.
Ooh. Bounce. Ow. Yeah, one step closer. Near, far,
There.
wherever
Compensation
you
requested
are.
and provided. I do not intend to squander this opportunity to learn more than Flemeth wished me to know. This should be interesting.
Ho 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 ho. Yeah. Okay, how we doing? How we doing? Are you still warm? Are you hot? Ooh. She cares. She really cares about us, viewers. She acquired a skill. Yeah, okay. Oh, he's got level ups. Auto level. What skill did you acquire? Wait, that button. No, Morgan's who I want. The hell? Skills. There we go. That's what. Ooh. Awesome. I don't care if you can get better than that, because we just made out with Morgan, so that's pretty amazing, I think. Okay, so I've looked up who these gifts go to, except for that one, which I think I know who that goes to. Let me double check. They're pretty, yeah, that's what I thought. Pretty much people like the same stuff. I'll show you how this goes, and you'll pretty much be able to figure it out. So we got Morgan. She wants this.
A fine gift. You have my thanks.
Okay. We have Sten. He likes paintings.
I am impressed. My thanks.
Cool. Okay. She wants the rose thing.
A generous gift. Thank you ever so much.
So she should be getting off of that. He's slowly starting to get unneutral. Carl, he loves us anyway. He wants a bone. Alistair. Alistair's not in the best of terms with us. However, Alistair wants this.
I could get used to this, you know.
So now he's back to neutral, which is good. And this chick, Leanna, who we really haven't dealt with, she wants the Chantry.
That's a wonderful thought. I don't know what to say.
Thanks. So these three, or these four rather, go to people we don't have yet. Oh, cool. So Sten just got stronger. So yeah, we're definitely saving after that. So we're gonna talk to everybody in camp before we go ahead and head out.
It's cold in my tent, all alone.
And I'll get you. Well, we can't have that.
So you shall come to my tent? But whatever shall we do in that tiny little space together while we wait for it to warm?
Sure, I'll think of something.
Good. Then let us waste no more time with foolish talk.
Wow, that was quick. And there you go, we beat the game. So, was not expecting.
I see the stories they tell of Grey Warden endurance are not exaggerated.
Oh, there are stories.
Indeed there are. The unanswered question, of course, is whether the endurance exists because of the taint within you, or because the Grey Wardens are by nature so very healthy. I enjoy the thought that 'tis a little of both. Natural prowess, driven by a darker side. That is entirely up to you. Simply know that I have no designs on your independence. I wish only to do what I desire, and if that coincides with what you desire, then so be it. And should you decide not to continue our misadventure, then so be it. Very simple, is it not?
Ooh. Ooh. This is Trixie. This is Trixie because she doesn't believe in the big L word. But I don't want to make her mad. But I think that would make her mad. I'm thinking I can live with that is technically the correct answer. But since we're very suave, well, we'll push her buttons. That and I just saved, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh, now you ruin the mood by speaking profanities.
Yep.
Silly man. Come then, let us be off before the others begin to stare.
Yep. Witch gone wild. Sweet. Okay.
Then we should get along marvelously. Come then, let us be off before the others begin to stare.
Yep. Yep, that was it. That was the correct response. I figured, but I had to try. Hopeless romantic in me would not let me not try. I just pounded you and you still just care. Really? You're a jerk. Alrighty, well, is there anything else we can do with the lovely Morrigan, I wonder? Round two? Round two?
Hmm?
Let's see.
So, full of questions, are you?
Ooh, these are new.
You are very cute to ask so many questions.
I'm glad you think so.
And I am glad you are so glad. My mother has been hunted from time to time, yes, by Templar fools like Alistair, which should tell you how successful they generally were. Flemeth made a bit of a game of it, in fact. The Templars would come again, and she would look at me and smile and say that the fun was to begin once more. I found the game fun. I was too young to understand the truth behind what was happening. Flemeth would warn them once. 'Twas a warning they inevitably failed to heed. And then the true game began. Often Flemeth would use me as bait. A little girl to scream and run and lure the Templars deeper into the wilds and to their doom. 'Twas a game, and I a young girl. If I didn't get to play, I would have been very upset. Thankfully, the wilds is a vast place. Once they found us, Flemeth would simply move us elsewhere, and we would be lost within the forest once again. I did not understand the danger we faced until I was much older. I had never heard of apostates or maleficarum. Perhaps they did. Still, I do not begrudge them doing what they believe is necessary. The Chantry sees any mages not leashed to the Circle of Magi as apostates, and apostates could become maleficarum, evil mages that resort to blood magic and become demon-enslaved abominations. It may even be true, still, those of us who prefer freedom see no reason to submit.
Have you no responsibility? I agree completely.
Oh, I hope you're not simply being agreeable. It would be a refreshing change. Enough of this talk. Let us return to the task at hand.
Oh, and we upgraded. So, do you more than care now? At our conversation. Oh, she adores us. Yes. You adore me all you want, woman.
I have something for you.
Oh. It's bigger than a bread box. Okay. What do you mean?
I mean that I have a gift for you. 'Tis a ring. Now, before you get any foolish notions, let me explain. Flemeth once gave me the ring because it allowed her to find me no matter where I went, in case I was ever captured by hunters. I disabled its power as soon as we left the wilds. Recently, however, I thought to change it. Now, I will be able to find whoever wears it instead.
It's a sweet gift, I think. Sure.
It is not given out of sentimentality. I believe you are too important to risk. If you were captured, this ring would allow the rest of us to find you quickly.
Ah.
You are welcome. Perhaps it will be useful someday.
It's so hard for her to admit that she actually cares. Just like her personality type, like it's physically pains her to admit that she cares. That only makes the cat and mouse game that much more fun. Call me an asshole. And now she's giggling. Wow, she just went from like, psh, I'm awesome, like I don't care, to like, oh here he comes, oh my god. It's pretty amazing. Can I do personal?
We're in camp, so 'tis as good a time as any.
Ooh. Can I kiss her?
What's this? 'Tis a rather odd discussion you seem to desire, leaning in so closely.
Do you object?
Not unless you stop.
She's so awesome. Look at that. Go up and get some whenever I want. Wow, that really increased? Okay. That's amazing. So we're gonna try and get her to 100, like right now. 'Cause it just seems the thing to do.
We're in camp, so 'tis as good a time as any.
Okay, so we've changed to just that. Alright. Okay, so Steam self-updater just alt-tabbed me.
So, full of questions, are you? Well, that depends, does it not? What does she seem to be?
Human?
Oh, she certainly was human. Once. Tell me, how much do you know of the tale? The one that the chastened still tell of my mother, to frighten them into obedience.
I'm more interested in the truth.
I can relay what Flemeth once told me herself, and you can decide whether or not 'tis the truth, if you desire.
Alright.
As the tale is sung by the bards, there was a time when Flemeth was young and beautiful, a fair lass in a land of barbarian men, the desire of any who saw her.
Just how long ago? What is this?
The tales say that Flemeth fell in love with Osen the bard, and fled the castle of her husband, the dread Lord Conabar, and that he swore vengeance for her infidelity. In truth, my mother claims that 'twas Osen who was her husband, and Conabar the jealous lord who looked on from afar. Lord Conabar approached young Osen and offered him wealth and power in exchange for his lovely wife, and Osen agreed. The life of a bard is a poor one, and love fades in the wake of hunger. 'Twas Flemeth who suggested the arrangement. All would have been well had Lord Conabar kept his end of the bargain. But he was a foul man who bargained with coin he did not possess. Osen was led off to a field and slain, left for dead. Flemeth spoke to the spirits and learned of the deed, and swore revenge. That was not the point. Conabar had no honor, so she would not have him. Flemeth begged the spirits to aid her, and 'twas they who slew Conabar. The demon the legend tells of came later. Lord Conabar's allies chased Flemeth, you see. Chased her to the wilds, and there she hid. There she found the demon, and he made her strong. The legends all speak of the great hero Cormac, he who defeated Flemeth and her great army when she invaded the lowlands centuries later. All lies.
Yeah, really.
The truth of the matter is that there was never an invasion. As Flemeth tells it, the Chastened never raised an army under her banner, and she never fought with any warrior named Cormac. Cormac led a brutal civil war against his own people, and later claimed it was to vanquish evil that had taken root amongst the lords. Thus, he was hailed a hero. Flemeth was only attached to the legend much later. Perhaps 'twas due to the great war with the Chastened that eventually came, but Mother claims not to know how it began. I do not believe everything that Flemeth claims. Oft it seems her bitterness has colored her memories. But on the whole, yes, I believe this tale, if not all.
An interesting story, thank you.
Flemeth tells it with far more embellishment than I, but you are welcome. Dare I ask of your own mother? Few are abominations of legend, 'tis true, but I find myself curious nevertheless.
My mother died a long time ago.
Ah, then you have my sympathies for what it is worth. Which is very little, I am certain. It matters not. Let us move on.
She gained another skill level? Wow! We're at like 90 something? 93? 92. Almost there, man. Unfortunately, I don't think I can get there, but we can try.
So, full of questions, are you?
Oh. Yeah, I don't think those two will do anything.
Why do you ask me such questions? I do not probe you for pointless information, do I? Would it not be easier simply to poke at me with a stick? No doubt 'tis the only manner you can convince a woman to obey you. Have it your way, then. What is it you asked if I grew up in the wilds? A curious question. Where else would you picture me? For many years it was simply Flemeth and I. The wilds and its creatures were more real to me than Flemeth's tales of the world of man. In time, I grew curious. I left the wilds to explore what lay beyond, never for long. Brief forays into a civilized wilderness.
Ever heard this?
For the most part, Flemeth taught me well. For all that I had been taught, however, the truth of the civilized lands proved to be overwhelming. I was unfamiliar with so much. So confident and bold was I, yet there was much that Flemeth could never have prepared me for. Equal parts daring and foolhardy, perhaps.
No, I think this
Only
is new.
once was I accused of being a witch of the wilds, and that by a chastened who happened to be traveling with a merchant caravan. He pointed and gasped and began shouting in his strange language, and most assumed he was casting some curse upon me. I acted the terrified girl, and naturally, he was arrested. Men are always willing to believe two things about a woman. One, that she is weak, and two, that she finds him attractive. I played the weakling and battered my eyelashes at the captain of the guard. Child's play. The point being that I was able to move through human lands fairly easily. Whatever humans think a witch of the wild looks like, 'tis not I. Not that I did not have trouble. There are things about human society which have always puzzled me, such as the touching. Why all the touching for a simple greeting?
I have no idea.
Do not speak to me of trivialities. Your culture is not so entirely different. There were many nuances that Flemeth could never tell me of. When to look into another's eyes. How to eat at a table. How to bargain without offending. None of these things I knew. I still do not understand it all, truth be told, but then I gave up long ago any hope of doing so. When I returned to the wilds last, I swore to Flemeth that I had no intention of leaving again.
Yet here you are.
Yes? Let's ignore the entire Darkspawn threat and the presence of a simpleton as your only other Grey Warden ally, then. Not that I lack appreciation for the intent of your comment. Thank you. Well, let's get on with it before the ground opens up and swallows us, yes?
Gave me +3, so... There's that. Ah, we're so... Ooh, did that say love? Yeah. Yeah. She loves us. Can I just, like, poke her and then
We're in
we'll
camp,
be good?
so 'tis as good a time as any. Perhaps? Shall I consult my capricious nature and divine an answer for you?
Get in the tent, woman.
I am to be indulged. How exciting. Let me think. Very well. It shall be as you wish. Voracious as your appetite may be.
Oh, there we go. We'll get the initial kiss and then we'll skip that whole... Oh, okay, it skipped it by itself. Sweet. Oh, we're still only there. Damn it. Alright, let's...
We are in camp, so 'tis as good a time as any.
No, never mind. Think we have one more thing to ask her?
So, full of questions, are you?
Yeah.
Possibly, if I had the desire to. I do not.
Oh. Should have known you were a selfish bitch. And
I was
why not?
told to accompany you and to help you, and that I shall. This may extend to the teaching of my mother's skills in time. For now, I simply do not know you well enough. I promise nothing.
What? What? Did we get +3 on that, or was that from before? That's from before.
So, full of questions, are you?
Never mind. Okay, I think we have to find more of the grimoire stuff before she'll actually teach us stuff. How long have we? About 30 minutes banging Morgan. That sounds about right. Pretty, the hell is that guy? Anyway, let's talk to Sten. Try and get everybody to kind of like us a little bit, because, I mean, we don't super care, but we kind of do, because they power up and stuff if they love you more, so yeah.
You are not quite as callow as I thought. That is unexpected.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Speak, then.
No, that's...
Then I suggest we move on. I am hardly surprised. To put it lightly, no one has a place here. Your farmers wish to be merchants. The merchants dream of being nobles, and the nobles become warriors. No one is content to be who they are. There is interesting food here. You have a thing. It doesn't have a word in the Kunari tongue. Little baked things like bread, but sweet and crumbly.
Cookies?
Yes. We have no such things in our lands. This should be remedied.
He loves cookies. That's the most amazing thing ever. Oh, I'll keep that in
Shall we
mind.
move on?
Yes.
As you wish.
Wow, the mention of cookies makes Sten happy. Feels warm towards us. Sweet. I don't want to talk to you. We haven't talked to her at all.
Yes? Well, here I am. I knew this would come up sooner or later. I don't know how to explain, but I had a dream. In it, there was an impenetrable darkness. It was so dense, so real. And there was a noise, a terrible, ungodly noise. I stood on a peak and watched as the darkness consumed everything. And when the storm swallowed the last of the sun's light, I fell. And the darkness drew me in.
Damn it, Carl. Why are you so loud? You dreamed of the blight.
I suppose I did. That was what the darkness was, no? When I woke, I went to the Chantry's gardens, as I always do. But that day, the rose bush in the corner had flowered. Everyone knew that bush was dead. It was grey and twisted and gnarled, the ugliest thing you ever saw. But there it was, a single beautiful rose. It was as though the Maker stretched out his hand to say, even in the midst of this darkness, there is hope and beauty. Have faith. In my dream, I fell, or maybe I jumped. I'd do anything to stop the blight. I know that we can do it. There are so many good things in the Maker's world. How can I sit by while the blight devours everything?
I can't tell if she has a lisp or if she's French.
That is why you're a Grey Warden. Come, there's a blight to stop.
Oh, we got +2. Better. Alright, dog. I don't really care about her so much. Oh, we could boink her too, but we have to get done with Morgan's stuff before I want to try and do any of that.
Your dog is filthy. I can smell him 50 yards off.
Aww.
That may be so, but all the same, I would like your permission to bathe him.
Okay.
Excellent. I will get my soaps, and the dog shall have his bath after supper.
Yeah, the dog can't ever, like, not love you. So it really doesn't matter. Yeah, like, he'll never stop loving you. Really? That's it? That's all you have for me this day? I guess so. I guess he barks when there's new dialogue and stuff. Cool.
Oh, it's been a long day. Rest would be welcome. Yes, of course. I am just a little weary. As you may have noticed, I'm no spring chicken.
No, you're a person. There's still some life in those old bones, I bet. A little hard to miss, yes. You're very sprightly for your age.
Thank you. You're very kind to say so. But in all honesty, I do not know how many years I have left in me. I have lived for such a long time, but there is always something else to do. And I have to keep going in order to do it. I think I will be glad when I am done. Oh, I don't know. I really don't.
One. Whatever. Is this the dude from earlier?
The Circle of Magi stands ready to assist, Grey Warden, as do the Templars of the Chantry. There are always areas to improve on, Grey Warden. The most useful for my talents are runes.
Okay.
The Circle of Magi stands ready to assist, Grey Warden. The sincerity of your cause has drawn them together under a common banner. It would not have happened otherwise.
Okay. So he's new.
The Circle of Magi stands ready, as is my duty, Grey Warden.
Is that really all he
The
says?
Circle of Magi. There are always...
Okay.
Even the Templars will be impressed by the powers you will command.
Okay, so we can give our junk to people. That's good to know.
What do you need? Ask away.
Oh. Okay. So I think we've exhausted everybody's dialogue and stuff. I hope. And it's almost been an hour. We'll cut this episode short, I think. Just a little thing in camp. It's totally gonna be finally betting Morrigan. Probably name this episode Betting Morrigan, because that was our great accomplishment for the day. When this comes back, or when we come back, I should say. Our next order of business will be Redcliffe Village and Redcliffe Castle. I'm going off of the Dragon Age wiki for the ideal order of things to do in the beginning because it's so open, except like in most open games where the stuff scales with you. This game, everything's like pre-scale, like pre-leveled. So like, had I gone to the place like after, like if I'd gone to Redcliffe or the place after that, it would have been a lot harder and I might not have been able to do it. Like on my first game, I went straight to Ozamar, which is the guy who was standing over here the first time we went to camp. Said, hey, come over here and help us reclaim this temple, or this old thing for my family, blah, 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 blah. You're not supposed to go to Ozamar until, like, the seventh place you visit. And this has got Ustagar and the Wilds considered 1, Lothering 2, the Circle 3, Redcliffe 4, Brazilian Forest 5, Haven 6, and then it has Dinnerim and Ozamar in whichever order. So yeah, I went there first, and got through most of it, and then I got to the boss, and there's no way that I can beat him, because I'm lower level than I am with Flynn here, and Flynn's got all these extra boosted stats because we just did the circle. So, which we really need to get better equipment. So we'll see about doing that. In the meantime, we'll I'll see you next time for some Redcliffe. And I might put Alistair in the party, just because that's kind of his thing, and I don't want to make Morrigan mad. So I might take Morrigan out, put Alistair in, and take Wynn over here, just because I like having a healer. So, until then, guys.